From the beaches to the mountains, Albania has it all. In this video, we will cover everything you need to know about this up-and-coming destination. Starting with where to go. First on my list is the mountains. The Albanian Alps are absolutely gorgeous. Most people go to Albania for the beaches, and we will cover that as well. However, I really encourage you to also venture into the mountains. So to get to the Albanian Alps, you will go to a city called Shkodër in the north of Albania. You really don't need to plan anything in advance. Once you get to Shkodër, your accommodation, your hotel, or your hostel will be able to take care of everything for you. Your hostel will be able to arrange a bus or a jeep to come and pick you up, and this will be door-to-door service. So they will pick you up at your hostel or at your accommodation, and they will drop you off at your accommodation in Theth or Valbona or wherever you decide to go. Your hostel or hotel will also arrange all the accommodation for you. They will give you tickets, and you will just need to hold on to these tickets and make sure you do not lose them. Now you could do the trek either Theth to Valbona or Valbona to Theth. If you're coming from Shkodër, I believe that the most popular route is from Theth to Valbona. I think people like to have the ferry ride at the end. That way it's just more relaxing after your hike. It's like a reward. Also, if you hike from Valbona to Theth, you're going to be going uphill in the sun. Going the other way, you're in the shade, you're in trees. So as you're going uphill, you're actually in the shade, then you'll be going downhill in the sun. However, there is strong debate on which way to go and which way is better. I personally did Theth to Valbona and I loved it, but I do believe it's incredibly beautiful no matter which way you go. While you're in both Theth and Valbona, the guest house you're staying at should prepare food for you. So it should be about $25 a night, but this will include both dinner and breakfast. You could also have your guest house in Theth prepare you a lunch that they'll pack, that way you could take it on your hike. Now let's move on to the trek itself. The trek is not easy. It's only a day hike, however you are going uphill, so it is a challenging climb. So just be prepared for that. The trail that you need to take does show up on maps.me. If you don't know what maps.me is, it's an app very similar to Google Maps. The hike itself takes about 10 hours to get from one side to the other side. This of course depends on how fast you go, how many breaks you take, and how long you stop at the top. Just for reference, it did take us about 8 hours, but since it takes all day, definitely try to leave first thing in the morning. Now let's talk about water. So the water they give you in the mountains is water from the spring. Directly from the spring, unfiltered, uncleaned water. So if you don't want to drink this water, I would recommend bringing enough water for the days that you will be there. You could also get one of those water bottles that comes with a filter inside of it that you could use anywhere. However, many people on the trail do drink water directly from the source. The people that I was with had their water bottle and they just filled it up in the stream, and I was like, what are you doing? And then they explained to me that it's normal and that everybody does it. And honestly, when I saw it after they filled it up, it's cleaner than the water that comes out of my tap. It's cleaner than the filtered water that I have. Like, it was so crystal clear and clean. And yes, I did drink some. And yes, I did survive. On the trail, they also have what they call cafes. And at these cafes, you could buy sodas, bottled water, or use their fill-up stations. This is what I did. I used their fill-up stations, but their fill-up stations is actually water coming from the stream that they just redirected into your bottle. I had no idea that was coming, so I wanted to warn you in case you wanted to bring enough water for the trip. What to pack for the hike? So you could leave your big heavy backpack or your suitcase with your accommodation in Shkodër. You could just bring your day pack, which should include a change of clothes. If you're hiking in shorts, I would recommend bringing pants because it does get cold at night, so that also means bring a jacket as well. Bring snacks, bring water, bring maybe a packed lunch. You can also bring all of your chargers and adapters because most guest houses do have outlets, and definitely bring some cash with you. I didn't see any ATMs, so just make sure you have cash. The total cost. So I paid $45 in total. I spent $25 on accommodation. This included one night in Valbona. I did not stay a night in Theth due to timing. Then all of the transportation, which included one ferry and 2 jeeps cost me $20, making a total of $45. I do believe that is everything I have on the trek, so let's move on to other places to go in Albania. There is a lake called Lake Orhid, and this lake borders Albania and Macedonia, and is supposed to be a very, very beautiful lake, and it would be a great place to go if you have the time. Now we are moving on to the beaches. So the Albanian Riviera starts with Vlorë in the north and goes all the way down to Kasmil in the south. It would be a great route if you started in Greece and worked your way up, or you started in the north and you worked your way down and then finished in Greece. To get around the beaches, you could rent a car or take minibuses. This brings me into transportation in Albania in general. A very popular option is to rent your own car. It is cheap and it is easy to do. It's easy to get around. However, note that the roads may be a little rough or dirt sometimes. Hitchhiking is also a very popular thing to do in Albania. It is supposed to be considered very easy and very safe to do. Buses in Albania, I found them to be challenging. They are, however, very cheap. To get from Shkodër to Tirana, it cost me $2.60, and to get from Tirana to Prizren, it cost me $10, and this was through a travel agency. If you're in Tirana, there are 4 bus stations, which is kind of a lot, so you'll need to check which bus station to go to because it depends on where your final destination is, what bus station to go to. The bus stations in Tirana are also just parking lots. There are no platforms, no numbers, no ticket office, no workers at all to help you figure out where you are going. Many bus drivers also do not speak any English, making it a little bit difficult. If you know where you're going and what parking lot you're supposed to be in, it could be a bit easier. You show up, you ask for the city you're going to, and hope that you're getting on the right bus. However, if you know what time your bus gets there and where you're going, you could just show up and say the name of your destination, and somebody should be able to direct you to the right bus. Or you'll hear them yelling the destination. In order to check the times of the buses, the most reliable app I found was Balkan Aviator. Other apps that you might use in Europe, such as Omnio or Bus Radar, also do not work in Albania. They also do not have FlixBus running, at least they didn't while I was there. I think along the beaches you'll have better luck because they're closer together and that's a popular route. I'm making it sound worse than it is. I survived just fine. It's just if you're used to bus stations having platforms and numbers, or you're used to train stations, it's going to be a little bit different from what you're used to, but it's all part of the adventure and it's all part of what makes Albania fun. If I didn't say this earlier, you'll pay for your bus ticket once you get on the bus, then they will ask you for the money. So let's talk total cost in Albania. As I mentioned earlier, I did take a bus from Shkodër to Tirana for only $2.60. Meals also only cost me about $1, so it is a relatively cheap country to travel around. And my average for my whole time in Albania was $20 a day. It could have been cheaper, however, hostels were costing me $10 a night, so my total came out to be about $20 per day. There you have it. That is everything I know about Albania. This is definitely an up-and-coming destination. I highly encourage you to go. It has everything you could want in a country, in a destination, and I just hope you have the best time while you are there. If you've been to Albania and you have anything you'd like to share, any useful tips, please leave your tips in the comments down below. That way, if somebody's watching this video because they're trying to plan a trip to Albania, they will get to see all of your useful tips down below. I do have vlogs from my time in Albania. If you'd like to watch those as well, I will link them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!